Today is the second lecture of chapter 6, Transport in Organisms. I hope all of you are fine and totally understood about the previous lecture that I gave about three important processes of water absorption and the mechanism of water absorption by the plant. Today in this lecture we are going to know about some basic informations about water and mineral salt absorption. And if in your exam mineral salt absorption process come, though it is not clearly given the description in your book, but if it comes in your exam, how you are going to write it down, we are going to know about that today. Also we are going to know about transportation mechanism in plants, water transportation, mineral salt transportation, and prepared food transportation, that is also termed as translocation. So let us go to the lecture. I hope you remember water absorption is done by the root hair. This water absorption is done as molecules. Okay, so there are a few differences between water and mineral salt absorption. Like as I told you before, water absorption is done as molecules and minerals are absorbed as ions, cations and anions. Cations are positive ions and anions are negative ions. Secondly, mainly through root hair water absorption is done, and mineral salt absorption is done by the newly developed cells of growth region of root. All of you have learned, maybe in class 6 you have learned that there are different regions present in plant root, such as root cap, root hair, growth region, permanent region. So there are newly developed cells in growth region of root through which mineral salts are absorbed. Thirdly, we can say water absorption is a passive absorption process, and mineral salt absorption is mostly active absorption process. Sometimes few mineral salts can also be absorbed through passive absorption process. We are going to know about this absorption process. But another difference you can write here, that is water absorption, here no metabolic energy is required, and for mineral salt absorption metabolic energy is generally required. Okay, now if mineral salt absorption process comes in exam, all of you know that mineral salts are absorbed as ions, and it is absorbed by the newly developed cells of growth region of root, but some amount of minerals can also be absorbed through root hair. So you can also draw this diagram, diagram of water absorption process, but there is a little bit difference here. This is flow of water. In case of this you are going to write minerals dissolved in water and process of mineral salt absorption. That's it. Other description, all these you can give it like similar the description process of water absorption that was given in the previous lecture. Okay, so in this lecture first we have learned about what are the basic differences between water and mineral salt absorption. Actually in higher class you are going to know about this mineral salt absorption process, which is done mostly by diffusion, and over there metabolic energy is required, that is active absorption process is done. Now from the discussion already you know that passive absorption means the absorption process which do not require any metabolic energy, like water absorption, and active absorption is the absorption process in which metabolic energy is required, like mineral salt absorption process. Okay, now we are going to know about transportation in plants. Transport, what do we mean by transport? Transport means transfer of any material from one place to another. So in case of plant, by transport, it is meant water transportation from root to upper parts to any part of the plant. Then mineral salt transportation from root to any part of the plant. And prepared food transportation. Food is prepared in the leaf, so from leaf, prepared food transportation to all the cells, to different parts of the plant. These three types of transportation we are going to know about. If these any kind of substances that are produced at the upper part of the plant, that is transported to the upper part. If any substance that are produced in the lower part of the plant, that is transported in the lower part. If any kind of substance is produced in the middle part of the plant, that can be transported to upper and lower in both directions. And all of you know that xylem and phloem, these are known as vascular tissue or transporting tissue. Mainly these two tissues help in transportation process of the plant. Water and minerals are transported by xylem tissue, mainly by xylem vessel, and prepared food is transported by phloem tissue, mainly through sieve tube. So we are going to know now why this transportation is important, why this is necessary. If there was no transportation, then what would happen? Let us know. First, water transportation. If there is no water transportation, then what will happen? I told you before that importance of water in the life of plant. So for photosynthesis, water is one of the raw material. For any kind of metabolic activities, water is important. Water is important solvent. For growth and development, water is required. Also in protoplasm there is more than 90% of water. So this water, there is importance of water in all physiological process, all metabolic activities of the plant. If this water is not transported, then what will happen? All these metabolic activities, physiological processes will stop. There will be shrinkage of protoplasm or plasmolysis. Cell will die. The whole plant will die. What is importance of mineral salt translocation or transportation? In chapter 5 you have learned about some importance of mineral nutrients. All of you know about micro and macronutrients, and you know that if there is deficiency of mineral nutrients, there are deficiency symptoms, and for deficiency plants may even die. So these minerals, if they are not transported properly, then there will be deficiency symptoms or diseases, and ultimately production loss will be there, plant will die. Third importance, prepared food transportation. Food is prepared in the leaf. All of you know about that. This prepared food, it is then broken down by the help of respiration process. All of you know that through respiration, food is broken down, oxidized, and energy is produced. So if this food is prepared but it is not transported to each and every cell, then how respiration will occur? Because respiration occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. All of you know about that. This energy production, it will not occur if this transportation is not done. So from this discussion, we now know the importance of transportation in the life of plant. Now we are going to discuss about transportation of water and minerals. I told you before, xylem tissue help in this water and mineral salt transportation. This water and minerals are dissolved in water. So altogether, water and minerals dissolved in water is known as cell sap, and the process through which this water and minerals dissolved in water are transported from root to different parts of the plant, to upper parts, to leaf, different parts of the plant, is known as ascent of sap. And because of DPD, transpiration pool, osmosis, because of this different kinds of processes involved here, this transportation is done, and it is done by xylem vessel. So this water, first it is absorbed by root hair, as I told you before in the previous class. Then from root hair, it is from the root hair, it then goes to the epiblema. From epiblema, then this water goes to cortex. Then from cortex to endodermis, pericycle, and then xylem vessel. As soon as the water reaches to the xylem vessel of root, all of we know there is a continuous connection between the xylem vessels. So from the xylem vessel of root, water then reaches to the xylem vessel of stem, and then to the vessel of leaf. Thus this water and minerals, they can be transported from the absorption area, from the root hair to the upper parts of the plant, and then it can be used in different physiological or metabolic processes, and then the several physiological processes can be done. Last, that is prepared food transportation. All of we know, due to photosynthesis, plants can prepare their own food, and all of you know that sun is the main source of energy, and only the plants, they can convert this solar energy into chemical energy. This food, if it is not prepared, then the whole living world would have been dead. So this prepared food, it is important for production of energy, and all of we know, through respiration this energy is produced. So it is important to transfer or to translocate this prepared food from leaf to different parts of the plant, to all the cells, because due to respiration this food should be broken down and energy should be produced. This energy is required for doing any kind of work, and after that, if there is excess amount of food left, that is stored in different parts of the plant. Like sometimes this food, excess food is stored in the stem, like in potato. Sometimes this excess food is stored in root, like sweet potato. Sometimes some amount of excess food can also be stored in the leaf. So thus, through the photosynthesis process, food preparation is done, and the tissue help in transportation process of prepared food, that is phloem tissue. All of you learned in chapter 2 about phloem tissue. Phloem is one kind of complex tissue which is formed of 4 types of cells: sieve tube, companion cell, phloem fiber, and phloem parenchyma. So among these 4 cells, sieve tube is that cell which plays important role in prepared food transportation. Sieve tube is one kind of elongated cells which lacks nucleus, but there is companion cell associated with it, and companion cell helps in translocation process of sieve tube. And in the sieve tube there are some sieve-like structure, sieve plate. Through this sieve plate, this transportation actually is done. And sometimes in some seasons, like in winter season, one kind of substance is accumulated, callose, in these sieve pores, in this sieve plate, due to which this transportation process is hampered. So if this transportation is not done, what will happen? There will be no energy production, so plant will die. So when season again winter season, when it is gone, again when summer comes, then this callose, it is removed, and then the whole process of transportation is done by the plant, by the phloem tissue mainly. So we have learned about some differences of water absorption and mineral salt absorption. And what is the process of mineral salt absorption? If in our exam this description comes, how we are going to describe it? We have learned about active and passive absorption process. Then we have learned about transportation in plant, and 3 transportation processes, that is water transportation, mineral transportation, and prepared food transportation. And also we have learned about this importance of 3 types of transportation or translocation, and these processes or which tissues help in translocation or transportation of plant, about ascent of sap, what is cell sap, how this transportation of water and minerals are done by xylem tissue, and how this prepared food is transported by phloem tissue. I hope today's lecture will help you a lot to understand about all these topics. So see you in the next class. In the next class we are going to know about transpiration process. All of you will stay fine, I hope. Allah Hafiz.